Hey, Joe here. In today's video, I'm going to install some high quality LED headlights in the low beams on my 2022 Chevy Silverado. The bulbs I'm going to be using are from a company called Auxito. These bulbs I got from Auxito.com. They're LED bulbs. They're H11, which is the size for the low beam in my 2022 Silverado HD. These bulbs are considered 120 watts. The color temperature is 6500 K, and they give off 24,000 lumens. So follow along. I'm going to show you how I put them in my truck, and I'm going to show you what they look like before on the OEM halogens versus these new LED headlights. There are instructions included with these headlights, these bulbs, for H11 right there, but they're pretty straightforward, like I'm about to show you in this video. Remove the old bulb, put the new one in. In order to change this low beam bulb, you have to get in it from the fender well here. And what I do is turn the steering wheel to the side I'm going to change. This is the driver's side. Turn the wheel to the driver's side so I can get in there. Under here is where you'll find the fasteners that have to be removed to do this job. There's one here, one here, one here, one here. There's one here. There's one right up here, right there. And I think that's all I have to remove. They're T15 Torx. So let's get those out of there. Next, you have to pull this inner fender well out of here, just out of the way, so you can get to the bulb that's located back there. I was a little nervous about this the first time, but turns out if you just grab a hold of it, it pulls right out of here pretty easy. Just pull it out of the fender edge, and just like that. Pull it down here. Well, a little harder to do one hand here. Like this. And that exposes our bulb fixtures. Right up here, you can just pull this rubber off, and there's the socket. Let me get that thing out of there. What I do here is I pull the whole bulb out of the socket, and I pull it out of the housing. I do that by reaching up in here, and I turn the bulb counterclockwise, and then carefully pull it out of the hole here, like that. Way back here on this connector, if you can see it, there's a button I'm pushing with my thumb. That's the button you use to get the bulb off the connector. I just got to use both hands to do it. And there it is. Now you don't want to touch these bulbs with your fingers. Your oils will damage the housing on these, the glass bulb, or whatever you may call it here. They give you some nice white gloves here to take care of that. I'm not smart enough to use them, honestly. Just be careful, don't touch them. Just touch the plastic. Pretty easy to do, actually. I'm not sure on these if you're allowed to touch them. They look like they're metal, so I opt to just not touch them. These LED bulbs have the same mounting, 3-prong twist in. Looks just like the OEM stuff there, but they do have this pigtail on here, which worried me at first, but then I realized there's room inside the headlight housing to put that in there, so I'll show you how I do that. Okay, so I'm going to take this bulb and I'm going to plug that plug into the connector that I unplugged the OEM headlight from. With that plugged in, I have the bulb here. I'm going to fish it up into that hole up there and install it in the socket, and then I'll tuck all that stuff up in there, out of the way, and then I'll put the cover back on. Bulb installed, ready to tuck these wires right up in there like that. And there to stick this cover up on there. Once you have your rubber cover back in there, you're all done there. You just gotta put this fender liner back in. So you can just push the fender liner right back in, kind of the way you pulled it out. Just make sure it tucks under this lip all the way around. Pretty easy to do. Everything kind of falls into place. And then what I found is I put the screws in from the top and worked my way down to the bottom, and that was easier to get them in. And then tighten them up. that's that. Don't forget to turn your wheels straight again. Just kidding. And let's take a look at those lights.